So here's a quick question. How many species of dinosaurs do you think we know of? Think of every single dinosaur that you've seen and try to guess what number that will add up to. And I'm genuinely curious, so type your number in the comments if you want to. Okay, everyone got their answers in? Well, approximately there are over 1,300 different known genera of dinosaurs. And that number is still rising as new species are found practically every 2 weeks. With so many of these magnificent animals known to science, what species have we forgotten about? What dinosaurs have slipped through the cracks of popularity? Well, that's why I'm here today, ladies and gentlemen. So sit back, because here's 5 dinosaurs you either forgot about or just flat out didn't know existed. And kicking us off, we're heading to the land down under to see a little beast with a long tail. This is Leaellynasaura, an Australian ornithopod with a name that gives autocorrect a seizure. Discovered in 1989, this dinosaur measures around 3 feet long, and one specimen showed that a majority of that length was made up of its exceedingly long tail, the longest for its size of any ornithischian. While there is some controversy as to whether or not this tail really belonged to Leaellynasaura, it may have been a useful survival tool. When it was alive, Australia was much closer to Antarctica, and even in the Cretaceous period, winters were still incredibly cold. Leaellynasaura, however, was built for the cold, as like its relatives, it was likely covered in feathers. And a long bushy tail acting as a scarf would have helped it stay warm even in the coldest parts of this Aussie winter wonderland. A long tail may be strange, but let's move northwest to Jurassic Europe, where we'll meet an animal that looks like the result of a questionable relationship between a sauropod and a stegosaurus. This is Dacentrurus, a long-necked stegosaurid native to Spain, Portugal, and eastern England. Like most stegosaurids, it had 2 rows of plates running down its back that shift into bladed spikes. Known as thagomizers, these spikes can be up to 17 inches long. This tale of fearsome daggers is definitely an intimidating weapon, and one that Dacentrurus was built to wield with lethal effect. Though it seems to have a similar build to Queso, this animal had powerful shoulder and leg muscles, allowing it to anchor itself as it swung its dangerous tail at whatever it perceived as a threat. And if this oversized pincushion lived in Cretaceous Latin America, it definitely would have tried to take a swing at our next subject. Carnotaurus is not our next animal, but its closest abelosaurid cousin is... Meet one of the forgotten hunters of Argentina, Alnasaurus. Growing up to 20 feet in length and weighing up to 1,500 pounds, this smaller relative of the meat-eating bull is famous for 2 reasons: being the most complete abelosaurid ever found, and for being one of only a handful of dinosaurs preserved with a birth defect. The tail vertebrae in the holotype of Alnasaurus shows evidence of what's known as block vertebrae, a congenital condition where bones in the spine are fused together. Though there are some complications that come with this condition, there is a plus side. Birth defects are rare in the fossil record, and this specimen of Alnasaurus represents the first instance of block vertebrae in a non-avian dinosaur. But travel to Jurassic Africa and you'll see another dinosaur that looks as though it's in need of a chiropractor. This is Dicraeosaurus, a short-necked sauropod from Tanzania. A sauropod with a shorter neck might seem like a problem, but in reality, this is a genius adaptation. Alongside Dicraeosaurus live several other long-necked giants that were all feeding on the same thing, the leaves of tall trees. So with so much competition for the high-browsing foliage, Dicraeosaurus instead adapted to feeding on lower plant life such as shrubs, ferns, and low trees. So bottom line, this is what natural compromising looks like. But now we've come to the grand finale, our pièce de résistance of the dinosaur world, and by far my favorite animal in this entire video. Meet the hookhorn colossus of America, the Einiosaurus. Discovered in 1985, 15 specimens of this animal help us paint a vivid picture of what it looked like in life. Rather than having a tall, bladed horn like other members of its Centrosaurinae family, Einiosaurus instead has two elongated horns on its frill that complement an enormous hooked nasal horn that curves downwards. Not exactly useful as a weapon, but in terms of attracting mates, it's an irresistibly effective tool. And considering they could have lived in large herds, finding a mate wasn't difficult for this highly social ceratopsian. We always talk about Triceratops, Styracosaurus, and sometimes Pachyrhinosaurus whenever horned dinosaurs are brought up, but with its unique appearance and rich fossil history, I truly believe that Einiosaurus deserves to be in the public eye more. All of these animals deserve more time in the spotlight, and I can only hope I help shine that spotlight on them as I continue my own journey to learn more about the lost worlds of prehistory. But that is the end of the line for this video. I want to thank all of you for subscribing, because without you guys, I would have never been able to do this video. Don't forget to like and comment on this video so I can keep doing what I do. I've got a lot of ideas for what I could do next for this channel. I even have a few ideas for a series I'd like to start. But hey, do yourself a favor and subscribe to this channel so you won't miss it. Wink wink nudge nudge. Well, that's it for now. See you around.